In this tutorial, I'll be explaining how to reduce the ping on your Windows 11 computer. By the end of this video, you should have a faster network speed, lower ping, as well as a lower latency. Now, although this guide is for Windows 11 users, if you are running Windows 10, you can still follow along with the video as the majority of steps are going to be the same. So let's jump straight into it, and the first thing we need to do is update our network drivers by heading over to the Start menu and searching for Device Manager, and then come over to the Device Manager panel. Now inside of this list, we need to come down to Network Adapters and expand this, and you need to locate your network adapter from the list. Now mine's this Intel Wi-Fi adapter here. Yours might be slightly different, but it's likely to have Wi-Fi in the name. So once you've located your adapter, simply right click on it and come into Update Driver, and then we need to press Search automatically for drivers. So once you've ensured you're running the latest driver on your device, we can close out of this window, and then we're going to right click on our Wi-Fi adapter again, and this time come inside of Properties. Head over to the Advanced tab at the top here, and we first need to come down to Fat Channel Intolerant, and you need to ensure this value here is set to Enabled. So if you did have this disabled, just swap this to Enabled, and the next thing we need to come down to is Roaming Aggressiveness. Now you'll have a few values to choose from inside of here, and this really depends on where your router's located in relation to where your computer's located. So if your network router is right next to your computer, you can set this at the lowest for the best internet speeds. However, if your router is really far away from your computer, then you might want to set this to the highest. And for a happy medium, obviously we can set this to number 3 in select medium, but generally speaking, the higher the roaming aggressiveness, the weaker the internet speed. So if you can get your computer as close to the router as possible, you can lower this setting, and this will improve your network speed dramatically. We can then press OK to save these changes, and we're then going to close out of the Device Manager window. And the next thing you need to do is head over to the Start menu, search for CMD, and then right click on the command prompt and run this as administrator. So when you use the internet on a day-to-day basis, your system will automatically cache IP addresses and other domain name system results. So what we would do now is type in a few commands to clear out or flush this data, as sometimes this outdated data can be the cause of network issues. So the first thing you need to type in here is netsh space winsock space reset, and then hit enter, and then type in netsh space int space ip space reset and hit enter. Next type in ipconfig space / release and hit enter, then type in ipconfig space / renew and hit enter, and lastly you need to type in ipconfig space / flush DNS and hit enter. So once you've run these commands, we're safe to close out of this window. And the next thing you'll need to do is head over to the Start menu, search for Registry Editor, and then just head over to the Registry Editor app. So whenever we're working inside of the Registry Editor, it's always a good idea to create a backup first, as there's a lot of sensitive files in here. So if we ever do need to recover our previous version, we can always come to our backup later. So simply head over to File at the top here, and select Export, and then just give your backup a name. I'm just going to call it Backup, then go ahead and hit Save. Now if we ever need to restore to a previous point, we can just do so by coming over to File and selecting Import, and then selecting your backup file. So for now, we need to come down to the folder HKey Local Machine and expand this folder. Then come inside of Software and expand this. Scroll all the way down till you find Microsoft and expand this folder. Come all the way down once more and you should see a folder down here called Windows NT. And once again, expand this folder. Inside of Current Version, come down till you find a folder called Multimedia and expand this. And inside of Multimedia, you'll see a folder called System Profile. Now we don't need to expand this one, we're simply just going to left click on the folder, and inside of here you'll see a file called Network Throttling. We're just going to go ahead and double click on this network throttling index, and you need to change the value data to FFFF, which is basically 8 times the letter F, and then you can press OK to save these changes. We're then going to close out of the Registry Editor, and the next thing you need to do is head back over to the Start menu, search for Run, and then tap on the Run icon. Inside of this search box, just search for msconfig, and then hit enter. Come over to the Services tab at the top here, and then come down to the bottom here and make sure to tick Hide All Microsoft Services. And now what we're going to do is disable all of our third-party applications that launch up when we start our PC. So just go ahead and press Disable All here, and then go ahead and press Apply and OK. And then for now, we're just going to select Exit Without Restart. Then the last thing we're going to do is head back over to the Start menu, search for CMD, and then right click on command prompt and run as administrator. So inside of here, we need to test the ping of two different DNS servers. So the first one is Google's free public DNS servers. So we just need to type in ping space 8.8.8.8 and hit enter. And once that command's finished running, we then need to type in ping space 1.1.1.1, which is Cloudflare's free public DNS servers, and once again hit enter. And then what you need to do is compare the speeds of these two DNS servers, and you just need to locate the fastest DNS server for you. So the average time of this bottom one here for me is the quickest, this 1.1.1, but for you it could be the 8.8. And we simply need to take a note of this for now, and we're going to minimize out of this window and then head over to your start menu and search for control panel. Come over to the control panel tab and make sure view by at the top here is set to category. Come inside of network and internet, inside of network and sharing center, and then from the left select change adapter settings. Now you simply need to locate your Wi-Fi or network adapter from this list, and we're going to right click on our Wi-Fi and come over to properties. Inside of here, come down to Internet Protocol version 4 and select this. Come over to properties, and then right at the bottom here, we're going to change this to use the following DNS server addresses. Now come back over to your command prompt window, and if you found this 1.1.1 to be the quickest out of the two, we need to come back over to here and just type in 1111 and then type in at the bottom here 1001. However, if you found that the 8888 was the quickest out of these two, then instead of this, you'll need to come back over to here and type in 8888 and 8844. We can then press OK to save these changes, and in the majority of cases, this will lower your ping and speed up your internet connection. However, you will need to test this, and you'll just basically need to compare between either using the following DNS server addresses or obtaining the DNS server address automatically. For me, my ping is actually better using obtain DNS server address automatically, but I know for most of you, by using the following DNS server addresses and by connecting to either Cloudflare or Google, this should speed up your ping, resulting in a faster network connection. So once you've finished all of these steps, you'll then need to restart your computer for all of these changes to take effect. And once your computer's restarted, that should have now sped up your internet connection and lowered your ping and latency. If this video did help you, then please consider dropping a like and a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.